Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zara and today I am going to be talking about Full Metal Alchemist Volumes 4 to 6. Now, I've been really enjoying Full Metal Alchemist. I'm already on the next 3 volumes and oh my gosh, I've been really loving it. And this is going to be full of spoilers, by the way, because I think from now on I'm just going to do spoilered chats and thoughts about Full Metal Alchemist, because I think beyond the first couple of volumes, I think if you haven't read it, you're not going to be reading reviews of later volumes. I don't know why you would do that. Maybe you do that, no judgment, but I don't do that. So this will be like filled with some spoilers. So let's jump in. So volume 4, we have Elric. He's captured by lust and gluttony, and then he's in recovery, and we learn a lot more about how we've essentially got here, about what happened with their mum. And I really like this volume because we see Elric really trying to build his bond with his brother again, or rebuild his bond with his brother after we get the revelation that his memories were removed. That's a really big reveal because we've always seen these two brothers as this very united front, with Edward really kind of taking the charge. But then we see this kind of first instance of this kind of breakage potentially between these two brothers that I really loved seeing. It actually really strengthens their relationship. I love fraternal dynamics. I love when you see like two brothers or two sisters or a brother and a sister. Like, I love those dynamics. And I love the fact that we saw this like potential tear in their relationship, but by the end of like volume 6, I think it is, they come back to their, partnership that they are and that we all love so much. We get a new character in this volume called May Hughes, and I love that he's obsessed with his wife and his daughter, and I love how they welcome Winry into their family as well. Like, I think he's just so lovely. His death really did not like that. Didn't like it. Why? It was so sad. Like, the fact that we were made to love this character so much and then he dies was just like so depressing. And I wasn't ready for it. I thought we'd get him at least for a few more volumes before something happened to him. But no, the creators were just like, yeah, no, we're just going to take him away from you. And we're going to take him away from his lovely family and make you feel sad and create a hole in your heart. So thanks for that, creators. Really thankful. I'm going to kind of go in between volumes, so I apologize because I don't really know how to talk about manga. Like, I don't know. It's weird. I don't really know how to talk about it apart from just giving my thoughts. In volume 5, we meet Dominic, Peninia's neighbor, and he's like an engineer himself. And I love his interactions with Winry. He's so like stoic, doesn't want to talk to anybody, total antisocial. Love it. I love those types of characters because I'm antisocial myself. But I love the fact that Winry kind of swings his arm a little bit and they kind of had these really funny interactions that I was really here for. I like the fact that he kind of later on agrees to help her out a little bit. Yeah, I just love that. There's a really interesting theme that is covered in this volume, which is the idea of how life-changing injuries can cause depression. There are some like really heavy themes in this manga actually that are quite like hidden, like they're quite surface level, but I think when you really start to unpack it and think about it, you're like, oh wow, that's actually like pretty intense. I really like the fact that we get that insight into Peninia and like what happened to her. She was in an accident, and then she talks about how she basically went into a depression, and then the people around her like really helped her get back to a place where she felt better about herself and about her injury. And I just thought that was really touching. And I think if you've ever been injured or like ill and not being able to do what you normally do, I think you'll really enjoy that little kind of thread, because I really loved it. And I kind of identified with some of the stuff that she said actually. And like I said, I wasn't expecting it, so it just kind of, it was a nice surprise. I really love the fact that Winry ended up delivering Satella's baby. I just think Winry is amazing. I love Winry. I think she's one of my favorite characters actually. I just love the fact that like all the guys like kind of crush on her a little bit, and she's just so like not aware of it. She's just really sweet. I hope she ends up with Edward at some point, because I think it would be really cute, because they kind of bring out the best in each other. But then I also do see their relationship quite sibling-ish, but I don't know, maybe that'll change as they get older. I guess we'll see. In volume 6, I really love, there's this one chapter, I can't remember which chapter it is, but there's this kind of summary on the circle of life that I really enjoyed, about how like something is created and then it goes through this kind of growth and then it ultimately ends up getting destroyed and going back to the earth, but then that kind of re-happens again. I really love that. Like I said, this manga talks about some pretty heavy stuff sometimes that you don't really realize or anticipate, and then it just kind of comes out of nowhere, and I kind of love it. I really loved Azumi. Azumi's my favorite character right now. I just love her so much. I just adore her. Like, I think if I was a teacher, I would be very similar to her. Like, I'd be very like brutal but like fair. I love it when she talks about how to train your mind, you must first train the body. I love it. It's stuck in my mind, and I say it to myself whenever I force myself to work out. But it's just so good. Like, she's so good. I love the fact that we get insight into her pregnancy story. It's really raw and like surprisingly raw. Actually, again, I wasn't expecting that level of like heaviness from this manga. But again, when you think about it and you unpack the layers, you do start to think like, oh wow, that's actually really sad. It's actually quite life-changing to have to go through something like that. But I loved her kind of openness to talk about it as well. But then I'm stroking my head because my hair's really soft. So I'm just going to enjoy stroking my really soft hair right now. You're probably, I don't normally touch my hair when I'm talking, but I put my hand on my hair and I was like, oh, this is really soft, so I'm just going to keep stroking it. So if this is annoying, I apologize. I also really love the fact that through these kind of couple of volumes, we see Ed at his lowest. You know, he's in hospital, he can't really do much, and then he has to go back and train again. And then by the end of volume 6, he's kind of back on top form. And it's just, I don't know, I like seeing Ed be his best version. I don't like seeing Ed in hospital or like whinging, because I don't think that is Ed. I think Ed's a fighter. I think he's very aware, and I think he's also smarter than he gives off. I don't know whether that's intentional or whether that's just a writing decision. Maybe I don't know. I also really like Mustang. I think Mustang's probably my second favorite character right now, very close to Izumi. I just think he's really deadpan, and there's something going on there that I don't think I fully comprehend yet in terms of his motives. I found it really interesting that he didn't flinch when the Führer was threatened. So there's something definitely going on there. But yeah, there's something going on with Mustang, and I don't know what it is yet. And I'm really intrigued to see where his character goes, because I have a feeling he's going to be the one who ends up on top. And I'm kind of here for it. And I also think he's a bit of a villain as well, because there's definitely something going on that is like a bit dodgy with him. But again, I don't really know what it is yet. The last thing that I'll mention highlight-wise that I really enjoyed was the fact that we get the story about Ed and Alphonse trying to transmute their mother. It's really sad. Like, it's really, really sad, like the desperation that they had to try and get their mum back. Even though it's very morally questionable what they did, you can understand why they did it, and you can't really blame them for that, because I think if I was in their situation and I had this option to bring my mum back, I would probably take it, if I'm being completely honest. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. And I think most people probably would. If you have a good relationship with your mother, I think most people probably would want to take that option. I mean, I gave each of these volumes 5 stars. I'm just really enjoying the ride and not really knowing what to expect, because each volume like tackles something slightly different, and I love that. I really like the fact that the characters are already evolving quite a lot in ways that I'm not really able to predict. I'm normally quite good at like predicting what's going to happen, but with this manga, I'm really trying not to, because I kind of just want to take it for the ride that it is. It's also really funny. Like, I remember there's this one bit, I think this is in volume 4, where Edward talks about how like he just doesn't drink cow's milk. I just laughed out loud. Like, the way he says it, he talks about like, why would I drink something that is secreted from a cow or something? And I just laughed so hard. There's this mixture of like heavy thematic work, but then there's just these moments that are like really like dumb and funny and like quite slapstick. I don't know, it just works. It just works. I'm just really enjoying it. Like, I really like the themes that we've had so far. So yeah, that's my thoughts on these volumes. I'm going to stop there. I don't know whether you guys like these types of videos, to be honest. Like, if I continue to get enough interest in the these Full Metal Alchemist ones, I mean, this is how I'm going to talk about it. I'm just going to talk about like bits of interest and my overall thoughts. I'm not really going to do reviews because I think it's quite hard to review manga, especially since I'm so early on in my journey in manga as well, that it's just a bit odd for me to be like, I'm going to review this. But yeah, I don't know if this is interesting or if this resonates. So if it does, or if it doesn't, please be honest and just let me know, because time and energy gets put into these videos, even these ones where I'm just talking like really informally. I mean, this is still like 12 minutes of my time and I could have filmed another video, so let me know. But I'm loving it so far, and I've already read volume 7, 8 and 9. I need to film my review of that next as well, because man, there's some spicy stuff that happens in 8 and 9 in particular that I want to chat about. So let me know your thoughts down below, because I'd love to talk about it. And otherwise, I will see you in the next video, folks. Stay safe, take care, and I'll stop touching my hair now. See you in the next one. Bye.